Fatal dog attack in Ohio, a call for accountability. In October 2024, a quiet Ohio community was shattered by a horrific event. Ann Echelbarger, a beloved neighbor, was fatally mauled by two pit bulls. The dogs belonged to Susan and Adam Withers, who have now been sentenced to over a decade in prison. This case, unfolding in Pickaway County, Ohio, is a stark reminder of the potential for tragedy when dog ownership is not taken seriously. It underscores the urgent need for stricter laws and greater accountability for owners of dangerous dogs. Give a like and subscribe. Leave a comment. The Withers' two pit bulls, named Apollo and Echo, escaped their condo. A broken latch on the door was all it took for them to gain their freedom. Tragically, that freedom led them directly to Ann Echelbarger. She was gardening on a patio between the condos when the dogs attacked. The ferocity of the attack was unimaginable. Adding to the horror, Ann's husband, who suffered from dementia and Parkinson's disease, witnessed the entire event. The trauma of that day had a devastating impact on him. His health rapidly declined, and he passed away just months later in March. In the immediate aftermath of the attack, law enforcement was forced to shoot and kill both dogs. A Pickaway County jury found Susan and Adam Withers guilty. They were convicted of felony involuntary manslaughter and violations of Ohio's dog laws. The severity of the crime demanded a significant response from the justice system. Judge Matthew Chafin handed down a sentence of 14 to 19.5 years in prison. This is potentially the longest criminal sentence ever given in Ohio for a dog attack. The judge also made a strong recommendation that the Witherses never be allowed to own pets again. While they can apply for judicial release after serving a decade, the weight of their actions will remain. During the sentencing, Susan Withers offered a brief statement, saying, "I'm just sorry that all this happened." Judge Chafin, however, noted that the Witherses showed little genuine remorse for their actions. The Echelbarger case became a focal point in a 9-month investigation. This investigation sought to understand the broader impact of dangerous dog attacks across Ohio. The findings were deeply disturbing. These attacks leave victims with horrific disfigurement, amputations, and profound psychological trauma. In some cases, like that of Ann Echelbarger, they result in death. The investigation also revealed a troubling trend: an increasing number of dog attacks nationwide. Children under the age of 10 are disproportionately affected. They account for nearly half of all bite victims and are overrepresented in fatalities. Nationwide, an estimated 1 million people bitten by dogs require medical treatment each year. During the legal proceedings, the prosecution argued forcefully for a lengthy sentence. They emphasized the severity of the crime and the need to protect the community. The defense, on the other hand, attempted to mitigate the charges. One of the attorneys characterized the crime as a failure on the part of the owners. Defense attorney Peter Scranton recommended a 4-year sentence for Adam Withers. Lisa Tome, representing Susan Withers, suggested a sentence of fewer than 5 years. In addition to the criminal case, the Echelbarger family has filed a civil lawsuit. This lawsuit seeks to hold all responsible parties accountable for their roles in the tragedy. The defendants include not only the Witherses, but also the county dog warden, the condo association, and the property manager. The lawsuit alleges negligence and seeks compensation for the family's immense loss. County officials have declined to comment on the ongoing civil lawsuit. The legal battles continue as the Echelbarger family seeks justice. One of the key issues highlighted by this case is the inadequacy of current Ohio dog laws. Too often, violations of these laws are treated as mere misdemeanors. The penalties are often limited to fines and restrictions on future dog handling. While prosecutors can seek felony charges, this is typically only possible if records show prior vicious or dangerous behavior from the dog that later kills a person. This places an enormous burden on proving prior knowledge and negligence. The system often fails to adequately protect the public. In this case, there was indeed evidence of prior dangerous behavior. One of the dogs involved in the fatal attack had previously been declared dangerous. In October 2023, it had attacked another resident, Kimberly Black, and tragically killed her puppy. Despite this prior incident, the Witherses were only required to obtain a dangerous dog tag. They were also subject to specific confinement and handling rules. However, These measures proved woefully inadequate to prevent future harm. Adding to the negligence, Susan Withers did not obtain the required dog tag until 271 days after the attack on Kimberly Black's puppy. The Withers' failure to properly secure their dogs ultimately led to Ann Echelbarger's death. Police testified that the Withers' front door didn't latch and a towel had been jammed into a space that previously had a deadbolt. Experts agree that more must be done to prevent these tragedies from happening again. The rising number of canine attacks has become an extremely divisive issue. Finding effective solutions requires a comprehensive approach. This case underscores the critical need for stricter owner accountability. It also highlights the importance of enforcing existing laws and strengthening them where necessary. Pickaway County Prosecutor James Fountain has acknowledged that the lengthy sentence will likely be appealed. The legal battles may continue, but the message is clear. Dog owners must be held responsible for the actions of their animals. The safety and well-being of the community depend on it. We must learn from this tragedy and work together to prevent future attacks.